From Hammond Student Center on the Southwest Missouri State University campus, Mediacom Cable 36 presents 2003 Springfield High School basketball. Tonight, it's the Glendale Falcons against the Kickapoo Chiefs. The first meeting of the year between the Southside rivals, the Falcons and the Chiefs, comes down tonight at Hammond Center. The Chiefs at 16-1 and Glendale is 14-4. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Hammond Center. Don West along with Corey Riggs. The JV game went kind of long tonight, so we're a little bit late in getting on this evening, but we are here live at Hammond Student Center tonight for high school basketball. Glendale and Kickapoo, the Chiefs, with their only loss, of course, in the Tournament of Champions, and a Glendale team, Corey, that we saw a couple of weeks ago out at Hillcrest. And the Falcons are playing well. They ended up second in a tournament that they just finished in Coffeyville, Kansas.
Yeah, great showing for Coach Hesser and the Falcons out in Kansas. And a dynamite matchup tonight, not unlike the Super Bowl. Tonight we're going to focus on the single best offense in the area, the Kickapoo Chiefs, and they're going to have to go head-to-head with the most suffocating defense in the city. Coach Steve Hesser's Glendale Falcons have one of the most intense defenses that you will see anywhere.
It's the 74th meeting all-time between these storied rivals dating back to 1971. Glendale holds the edge in the series 43-30, but Kickapoo 6-4 in the last 10 meetings.
Yeah, Kickapoo's won 6 out of the last 10. And here's your big story to watch tonight as far as I'm concerned. Coming into tonight's game, Kickapoo's guard and Missouri signee Spencer Laurie has 208 career three-pointers at Kickapoo. That puts him only 3 shy of Matt Miller's record of 211. So if Spencer gets hot from behind the arc tonight, we might see a record fall tonight here at the Hammond Student Center.
Spencer coming off a 31-point game against Ozark last Friday night that we had.
Oh, well, Spencer Laurie and Nathan Blue absolutely put on a scoring clinic. Both of them scoring exceptionally well and scoring from a variety of places. Those two young men, great individual performances last Friday night when we were here.
Glendale and Kickapoo, it's the first of 2 regularly scheduled season meetings. Both of them will be right here at Hammond Center, with the rematch being actually the Ozark Conference game. This is a non-conference game, or at least we call it that tonight. The rematch will be Valentine's night, and that'll be another one of our broadcasts in our TV coverage. And
isn't it romantic?
It's starting to wind down already, though, Corey. We're getting almost to the month of February. It's going to be hot and heavy Ozark Conference games the rest of the way.
Absolutely, and you're not going to be able to tell that tonight's game isn't an Ozark Conference game. The super fans are on one end, Glendale Special Forces is on the other. They've been making noise all night, and they're going to be ready for their two teams to lace them up and go to work.
We'll be back with more on our pregame from Hammond Student Center after this here on Cable 36. The student sections are filled in the lower part of the Hammond Student Center tonight. A lot of excitement. Glendale and Kickapoo, the first of 2 regularly scheduled meetings. Glendale, as we said, coming in at 14-4 in the tournament in Coffeyville, Kansas, in which they played last week the Interstate Classic. They defeated Kansas City Wyandotte, beat Blue Valley Northwest by 20, and then fell to Wichita Northwest 68-57 in the championship. One of only 4 losses on the Glendale side, the others being to Ozark in the blue and gold finals, Kansas City Paseo back in December. And Paseo now has moved up to number 1 in the state in Class 4 in the state rankings. And they lost to Bartlesville, Oklahoma, in the championship game of a tournament there, only by 3, 58-55. So this small but scrappy Glendale team, Corey, comes in with quite a task of having to contain one of the most explosive offensive outfits that has ever come through the city.
Absolutely, Don. Kickapoo's offense averages close to 78 points a game. Spencer Laurie somewhere around 17 points a game, and then Devin Mitchell, Brandon Argo, Anthony Tolliver all ring in around 15, 16 points a game. They get scoring in bunches from those players, as we saw last Friday night when Spencer absolutely blew up.
Your starting lineups tonight for Kickapoo, the same 5 that have gotten them where they are at 16-1. Kelly Byrne and Spencer Laurie at the guards, Brandon Argo and Devin Mitchell at the forwards, and Anthony Tolliver at the center position. And on the Glendale side, Tyler Hesser is the true point guard, 6 foot and a senior. The rest of them, you can call them forwards. Brandon Kimbrough, 6'2" and a senior. Ryan Forrester and Grant Sparks, both 6'2" and a senior. And Kevin Schultz gets the start tonight in place of Jordan Hines, who has been Glendale's normal 5th starter, but he is under the weather tonight. We'll see if he goes later on, but apparently not in the starting lineup. And Coach Steve Hesser in his 4th season as the Falcons boss, 71-28 his record at Glendale. Previously coached in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and in Bartlesville, where he won 3 Class 5A state titles. And Roy Green, the veteran Kickapoo coach, his 20th season as the Chiefs mentor, approaching 400 wins at Kickapoo, 394 and 160 his record out on the prairie. They're coming off a 72-64 win over Ozark on Friday night. Fans about to come to their feet, and we'll have our performance of the national anthem here this evening at Hammond Student Center. Again, the rematch will be on February 14th. That's 2 games down the line for us. We will have the Kickapoo Parkview girls game. That'll be our next broadcast next Thursday night. That'll be tape delay, and we'll let you know more about that later on. Now to the floor as a group from Kickapoo comes out to perform our national anthem. Excitement in the air tonight at Hammonds as Kickapoo and Glendale hook up for the first time this season. They will meet again February 14th, and then the next possibility, since they're in separate districts, would be in the sectional playoff round. Both teams would have to come through their districts in order to face each other again, and that's liable to happen.
Sectionals out again at SBU, at Southwest Baptist and Bolivar.
Right.
I tell you what, for people who haven't been to the Hammond Student Center a while, if you haven't been out for the Tournament of Champions, which was a great event, if you haven't been out to the Blue and Gold, which was a great event, Kickapoo and Ozark last Friday was a great event. We've been here for all of them. Tonight, this may be the loudest this building has been all year, though, because Glendale and Kickapoo's fans are the loudest fans I have ever heard in high school sports. I mean, these fans really get behind their teams and support them, and you're going to hear them tonight.
Stephen Mitchell introduced to the crowd. The super fans A little finger pointing of their own. The players stay away from that. Kickapoo, Corey, will host its district, but Glendale has to go all the way to Rolla to compete in district play this year.
That's not a bad road trip.
So we're about set to go. Kerry Nelson, Chris Koski, and Gary Schultz will work this game. Byrne, Laurie, Mitchell, Argo, and Tolliver for the Kickapoo Chiefs. Hesser, Kimbrough, Forrester, Sparks, and Schultz, Kevin Schultz, for the Glendale Falcons.
In the old powder blues.
With red and white. Kevin Schultz to jump center for the Falcons.
Watch out tonight for the Falcons too. They're kind of on the short end of the stick, pardon the pun, of a size mismatch. With Argo going 6'6", Tolliver going 6'9", and Deven and Byrne both going 6'5". The tallest player on the floor for the Falcons is Schultz at 6'3".
Tolliver taps it back to Byrne, and we're underway. Kickapoo right to left here in the first half, and a pass is picked off by Tyler Hesser, and Glendale's on the board first.
And that's how they do it, Don. 2 points for Tyler Hesser, and they stay in the passing lanes. All of their players have quick hands, and they know how to score easy transition buckets.
Byrne cut the wrong direction at the wrong time that resulted in that turnover. Now it's out of bounds to Kickapoo underneath their own basket. Laurie into Deven in the corner. Mitchell into the paint for Argo, and it's in and out. Pulled off by Ryan Forrester.
And Kickapoo, Don, has been kind of slow out of the blocks their last few games, but usually come on strong by the end of the first, beginning of the second quarter. So Glendale's going to try and get out early here and establish their offensive set.
Here's a pick by Spencer Laurie. He'll kick it to the corner to Byrne. And that's a three.
And that's a big early three-pointer for Kelly Byrne, who averages close to 6 points a game, usually gets 1 or 2 trays for the Chiefs.
Schultz unable to corral the pass underneath from Forrester, and Kickapoo will take over. And we'll get an early 30-second timeout called by Steve Hesser. So just like that, 1 minute and 19 seconds in, Steve Hesser tries to rally the troops.
Well, there was nobody out that time on the three-pointer by Kelly Byrne, and Steve Hesser's not going to sit for that. Spencer Laurie, Kelly Byrne, both have excellent range and have a great ability to shoot the three-pointer. And if the Glendale's defense does not get out on the perimeter and put a hand in the face of those shooters, you can expect them to launch from three all night, and they will do it with success.
Glendale will match up at half court. Laurie going for Deven, but too tall even for him.
And he hit our cameraman. That alley-oop that time a little too high, even for Deven Mitchell. Whacked poor Dan right in the side. A little full court pressure now applied by the Chiefs, Don.
Grant Sparks, Forrester, and now it's Kimbrough in Glendale's forecourt. Argo keeps Kimbrough out. And now Sparks. 2 minutes in. One basket apiece. Kickapoo's was a three. And Deven picks off the pass. Maybe one too many passes that time for the Falcons. And Byrne will be called for traveling.
Well, that time he kind of got clogged up in the lane with a double team. Looked like he was trying to go to the basket. Then he changed his mind and thought about dumping the ball off to Tolliver, who stood right next to him. And by the time he made up his mind, he'd taken too many steps.
Jordan Hines is in now for Glendale, replacing Schultz. Hines didn't start because he wasn't feeling well. We'll see how he lasts. Kimbrough spins it off, and Mitchell up big for the rebound. Deven flips it up and in.
Sweet finger roll for the 6'5" centers. Deven Mitchell gets his first 2 of the night.
Now a trap at half court, and Mitchell comes up with it, and a foul. That'll go on Hesser.
Yeah, that foul's going to be called on number 10, Tyler Hesser, the 6-foot senior guard. That's going to be the first personal foul we've had in the night.
Andy Garwitz now replacing Forrester. 5-2 Kickapoo here, still very early. Laurie to the house.
An awkward stop and pop jump shot that time for Spencer, but it went down through the can and counts as 2 points regardless of how awkward it looked.
Sparks underneath. That's up and over. Now a rejection from Sparks. And Mitchell the other way. Burn down for Tolliver. That's going to be a hard matchup for Glendale. Tolliver, a tower at 6'9" over any Falcon starter at 6'3".
The foul's going to be called against Grant Sparks. Don, number 30, take another look at it. The double team's there, but Tolliver splits them with a little bit of ease that time. Now Anthony will take a trip to the charity stripe.
They give it to Hines. Yeah, 35.
Oh, pardon me. I thought it was going on Sparks that time. My bad.
Here's Laurie from 3. Tapped out and making a foul on Deven here as Sparks ended up chasing it. Mitchell gets the foul, his first and the team's first.
We see the ball's loose there, and Deven's trying to stick with it. Just a little reach in foul that time against Sparks. His first, Kickapoo's first as a team.
Garwitz up top, Brandon Kimbrough. Deven almost place kicks it into his coaching staff.
Yeah, you think the guys on the bench really don't want you to drop kick the ball straight at them, but that's what Deven did almost that time.
Ryan Forrester returning for the Falcons. Half a quarter in, Glendale scored the first basket, and the Chiefs have scored 7 straight. Underneath, Hines couldn't do anything with it. Back out, Kimbrough. Corner jumper, no good for Forrester. And 1 and out. Argo forces it up in traffic, puts it down, and draws the foul.
Great athletic move that time by Brandon Argo for his first 2 points of the night. Covered up by Grant Sparks, drops the shoulder, rolls to his right, straight up and off the glass for an easy 2. Now he gets a chance to make it a 3-point play.
So 4 different Chief starters in the scorebook now. Hesser returning for Glendale. That foul assessed to Forrester. 10-2, and this is not what Steve Hesser had in mind.
No, as you can tell, he was giving a little bit of extra coaching to Andy Garwitz on the bench.
Schultz back into the action. Swing it inside, and that'll be a foul on Tolliver as Sparks did a good job with the fake.
Well, that's what they've got to do. Excellent move that time by Grant Sparks on the low block, but they're going to have to get Anthony Tolliver and Brandon Argo in a bit of foul trouble if they want to get themselves any sort of room in the offensive zone. As you take a look at Grant Sparks, the 6'2 senior forward for Coach Hesser's Falcons. He fires up his first free throw, good.
That breaks the 10-0 scoring run for Kickapoo. And now 10-4 for the Chiefs.
10-4, good buddy.
Kickapoo at number 17 in the new USA Today poll. They give it up. There's Kimbrough up and over, and Argo the rebound.
And that's who's got to get involved in the scoring, Don. Brandon Kimbrough averages 18 points a game. He's really what the offense goes through and kind of the pace setter for the team. He's got to start getting some shots to fall to keep this Falcon team anywhere close to the Chiefs.
Laurie kicks it to the corner. Byrne off from three, and Sparks runs it down.
That's 3 rebounds in the first quarter for Grant Sparks.
Byrne steps in the passing lane. Lobbing for Tolliver. And he gives it to Argo, and that's going to count. Steve Hesser is wondering how that could not be a foul on Tolliver.
Well,
watch this.
Take another look at it. Tolliver's over, Sparks is back. He obviously is, but there's no call there. He gets a heady move to kick it back to Brandon Argo. And they even had Tolliver saddled with the foul on the scoreboard, Don. They just changed it to show that the foul's on Kevin Schultz.
So Argo for one. And he has 6 here in the opening quarter with 2:37 left.
And perfect from the free throw line, making both of his free throw attempts so far here in the first.
Schultz ahead in forecourt, now Kimbrough. Dre Dokes in the Kickapoo lineup now, guarding ball.
Shane Laurie's also into the lineup for Coach Green.
Good pair of reserves. Ryan Forrester floats one home.
Boy, Anthony Tolliver got up to try and swap that one out of the gym, though, but it was just a great lob shot that time by Forrester.
Near takeaway for Forrester, and somebody was out of bounds. It will be Glendale ball.
You think Roy's going to talk to him a little bit about that one? He'll love seeing that tomorrow.
Minute 45 left, opening quarter. And Laurie steps in for another steal. He's got Dokes, and here's Tolliver for the jam.
That's why Tolliver shoots about 65% from the floor. When you throw them all down with one hand, your percentage goes through the roof.
Takeaway for Dokes. Kimbrough knocks it down. The Glendale fans are just waiting for something to get pumped up about, and that puts a charge in them.
Well, and that block kept the Glendale fans alive, because I promise you there was an alley-oop on the other end of it.
Kimbrough off the window to make it 15-8.
And that gets Brandon off the schneid here in the first quarter. He finally gets on the scorer's column.
Dokes working it out front. Tolliver again.
Oh, my. High percentage shooting for Tolliver.
And hard to stop.
Well, it's real hard to stop when he's 6'9" and everybody else on the floor is 6'2".
Down to 25 seconds left in the quarter. Kickapoo up 17-8. Schultz, baseline, and that's good. Down to 13. Kickapoo will have a last chance here in the opening period. And a takeaway for Kimbrough. This could be a big momentum swing. Put it down for Kimbrough at the buzzer. And at the end of one, Glendale finds some momentum. The Chiefs lead at 17-12 at the end of one. Great to have you with us at Hammond Center. Don West, Corey Riggs. We're ready for the second quarter. And Glendale got the 2-for-1 bonus at the end of the quarter, Corey. They got the last shot And they get the ball to start the second. We're going to get a hand check here with Landon McCarter in the game now for the Chiefs.
Well, it was a great anticipation move by Brandon Kimbrough that time to get the turnover, get the ball in transition, and go the length of the floor to get the 2 points at the end of the half. Then they turn around and have the possession arrow and kind of took a little air out of the Chiefs' sails after Anthony Tolliver got hot with back-to-back dunks.
Hines in the corner. There is Sparks, might have traveled, but he induces the foul on Tolliver, and that'll be his second. That's a terrific move by Sparks.
Yeah, the foul before that, Don, was on Spencer Laurie, his first. And this could be Tolliver's second. As you see, just a great head fake pump, gets Tolliver off his feet. Sparks goes strong to the hole, and that's 2 on AT.
Sparks with his third free throw of the game. Tolliver goes out now, and so does Dokes. Byrne and Argo are back in for the Chiefs. And one more free throw for Grant Sparks. And it's 17-14 Kickapoo, and the Falcons have scored 6 in a row to get it to 3.
And the three-pointer counter stands at 0 so far for Spencer Laurie after the first quarter. No threes in the first for Spencer.
Covered up hard by Kimbrough here, and no chance to get one in the air. Entry to Argo at the foul line, and he works his way around, can't get it to go. Glendale could tie if they hit a 3. Forrester to the corner, and Hines looks things over. Back out front for Brandon Kimbrough.
And that's the one thing you won't see a whole lot, Don.
There's a tie from Garwitz.
As I get ready to say, the Falcons don't shoot a whole lot of three-point baskets. They make a liar out of it.
17 apiece. Argo are going to get a foul on Forrester. Holding Devon there, apparently, whistled by Kerry Nelson.
And Andy Garwitz, Don, the 6-foot senior, is Coach Hessler's sixth man and probably the best three-point shooter the Falcons have. As you take another look at that reach-in foul on Forrester, that's 2 fouls on him. 5 team fouls now for the Falcons.
Devon drives and a foul on Hines. We get a block on Hines, that'll be team foul number 6. So Hines 2 and Forrester 2 now for Glendale.
Tolliver, the only Chief with 2 fouls.
Argo right back in. There's McCarter, and he gets the Chiefs the lead back.
The Chiefs really only bring about 3 players off the bench, Don. Landon McCarter being one of them. The other 2 being Dre Dokes, who you've already seen, along with Shane Laurie, Spencer's younger brother, the 6'1" sophomore guard.
Steve Hesser will play about 9 at the most. Normally about 8. Forrester would have been for the lead, but not there, and the Falcons control. Out front, Kimbrough. Good ball movement, Forrester. Back out for Hines.
Well, you know, Don, the Chiefs are kind of sitting back in a little 2-3 zone, and it's given Glendale all the opportunities they want to make a lot of passes and eat time off the clock. That is not what the Chiefs need to do as McCarter pulls down his first rebound.
Seems like the higher scoring, the better if you're Kickapoo. At least that's what they've done most of the year.
Well, look at the list of 14 wins that the Falcons have. Most of their opponents, they only give up somewhere between 44, 53 points on average. Those are the games they win. So the lower they keep their score, the higher their winning percentage is.
Grant Sparks picks up his first foul. That'll be the 7th team foul, and Spencer Laurie will go to the line for 1-1. Schultz is back into the Glendale lineup. Dokes returning. Here comes Andy Garwitz back in. 5:07 left in the second. And Laurie, with just 2 on the night, puts down a free throw. It took him a while to get to 31 on Friday. He made 8 free throws down the stretch, remember, 8 for 8.
Remember, he also had a 14-point first quarter, though. He was lights out in the first, as there he makes his second free throw attempt. You know, these Glendale fans kind of remind me of the Duke fans. They are relentless.
Dokes will get his first foul. That'll be team number 5.
First personal foul, number 1, Trey Dokes. 17 foul.
Mentioned the JV game went long tonight. Kickapoo won it 70-51.
Number 12, Shane Laurie.
Big weekend of games coming up, highlighted by the Nixa tournament this weekend. Kimbrough can't get it in, and Dokes pulls it down. This is Shane Laurie. Out of bounds. In fact, this lineup on the floor for Kickapoo is about as small as they can go. And you got 6'5" Devon and 6'6" Argo.
Yep.
Because Tolliver and McCarter and Byrne, and that's about a combined 20-foot kid on the bench for the Chiefs. Oh, the bank is open for Laurie.
7 points on the night for the standout senior guard. That's 1 tray down, 2 more to go for the tie.
Shane knocks it into the bench, or into press row. 4:28 left in the second. Kickapoo is on a 7-0 run since the 17-all tie. And trouble getting it in, and Sparks has to call timeout.
You know what impresses me most about Spencer Laurie tonight? I'm probably going to be harping on his three-point attempts tonight, but the kid scores from all over the place. He plays good, tough defense. He's a good floor general. But you know what I like most about him is the kid has got the most wicked crossover dribble. I see him cross up more defenders, and he's playing against one of the more prolific defenses in the area tonight. But he can cross up more guys and go straight to the rack with his crossover dribble move than most high school guards.
Once again, we have announcing an illegally parked vehicle. A white Lexus, model RX 300, Missouri license plate.
That was the second and final 30-second timeout for Steve Hesser.
Traffic plane that must be moved immediately.
It'll be Glendale's ball at half court.
Missouri license plate 949 NFL.
I think they're towing my car, Don.
Towing everybody's.
It's been the story at the Hammond Student Center quite a bit the last few weeks.
Schultz baseline. Now Sparks. And that is going to be picked up by Garwitz. Garwitz wanted the 3. Dokes was right in his face. Here's Kimbrough open, and the 3 won't go. Shane Laurie the rebound. Mitchell and Argo out front for Shane. Dokes has to chase it. Spitzer from 3. No friendly Hammond center roll, but an offensive rebound for Shane. And another try from 3. That one's short.
Well, that's his spot, Don. Right off the left wing is where Spencer likes to launch from. And you know, he is a shooter. He will keep shooting from that spot, and eventually they will start falling for him.
It will be Glendale's ball.
After
Ryan
they chase
Forrester
it
back
down.
in.
Kelly Byrne.
Kelly Byrne returning. Second quarter action at Hammond Center. Don West, Corey Riggs. Great to be with you here on Cable 36. Kickapoo, a 24-17 leader over Glendale. Kimbrough through the lane. Just couldn't get it in.
This 7-point Chief lead is their biggest of the night, I believe, isn't it, Don? As Byrne nails the 3-pointer, That's his second three-pointer of the night for the 6'5" senior guard.
Well, that'll do it, a 10-point lead. Garwitz all the way, and that goes down.
That's 5 points on the night for Garwitz, and he juked Dre Dokes just right out of his Nikes that time. What a great spin move by Garwitz.
Mitchell going low for Argo. Byrne there to pick it up and fouled from behind. Kelly Byrne, a good three-point shooter, and as we say, sometimes the forgotten chief in this mix, but when you're 6'5" and you're a guard for Kickapoo, you can still get in there and get a rebound.
Great rebounding opportunity there for Kelly. As you see, the 6'5" guard, and he buries the first of his free throw attempts. That gives him 7 points now on the night for him.
Oliver's probably done for the half with 2 fouls.
Shane Laurie set to come back in, I believe. And Burns perfect from the charity stripe with 8 points.
He is the game scoring leader at this point. He goes out. Several changes. Hines is back in for the Falcons. Schultz sits down. And Shane Laurie back on the floor for Kickapoo.
8 points for Byrne. He's just 1 point ahead of Spencer Laurie. And those two lead all scorers in the game.
Two minutes left, first half. 10-point edge, cut to 8 by Ryan Forster's floater.
It was very precision passing that time by the Falcons. They worked the ball all the way around the key and got the high percentage shot they were looking for straight on in front of the basket.
Down to Mitchell. And again, can you say hard to stop? Down to 120 as Garwitz gets it to Hines. Game was tied 17-all early in this second quarter. Garwitz puts it down, and it's a 2.
Just inside the three-point line that time as Garwitz gets his 7th point of the night.
Shane Laurie under a minute. As you see, 45 seconds. Spencer, not quite. He gets his own rebound. Can't flip it in from the left side, and finally on the back on Argo.
Well, that's only going to be Brandon's first foul of the night, so he's played through the first half safely as one of Coach Green's big men. The 6th team foul for the Chiefs.
Jeff Lewis is in the game now for Glendale to finish out the half as Hesser sits. Forster loses it. There's Hines, and he is fouled, and that's going to put Glendale on the line now.
Dre Dokes with some tight coverage that time on number 35, Jordan Hines.
Dokes and Laurie both there, and give the foul right there on Shane Laurie. Hines will shoot the 1-and-1, and now Tolliver, I'm kind of surprised, is back in, maybe if nothing else just to get a rebound here. Steve Hesser looking at an 8-point deficit now, and there is the rebound for Tolliver as it comes right to it. And let's see what the Chiefs do with 15 seconds. We've seen them pull off some spectacular plays in situations just like this. Byrne for 3, air ball, still time with 3 seconds. Forrester behind the back, and he waited too long. And at the half, it's an 8-point Kickapoo lead. Our halftime score, the Chiefs 31, the Falcons 23. Halftime at Hammonds. Kickapoo leading Glendale 31-23. Been very competitive all the way. 17 all, as we said, in the middle of the second quarter. And then Kickapoo went on a 7-0 run before Glendale got a basket, and they end up making it the 8-point margin at the half.
Absolutely, and those big 8 points probably you could give to the person of Kelly Byrne, number 3. Where's number 3 on his jersey? The 6'5" senior. 2 trays and a couple shots from the charity stripe so far tonight for Byrne to kind of help him stand out from the pack tonight for Coach Green and the Chiefs.
Glendale's had some momentum swings, in particular right there at the end of the first quarter when they got the basket, then got the ball, and they ended up scoring 7 or 8 in a row to get the game even.
Absolutely. Brandon Kimbrough got a turnover, got an easy bucket in transition right at the buzzer to end the first quarter. Then they turn around, they take the ball, they score right off the bat in the second quarter. For this Chiefs team, they work very well, kind of pushing people off when they get too close, and they've done it here again as we're at halftime now in tonight's game. They just kind of get themselves a little safety room.
Well, here's how the scoring went for Glendale in the first half. Andy Garwitz off the bench led the way with 7. Grant Sparks, Ryan Forrester, Brandon Kimbrough had 4 apiece. Tyler Hesser and Kevin Schultz with 2 points apiece for Glendale. And on the Kickapoo side, Kelly Byrne with 8 to lead the Chiefs. Spencer Laurie 7, Brandon Argo 6, Tolliver and Mitchell 4 each, and Landon McCarter with 2.
There was the nice one-handed dunk you from Anthony Tolliver, and there's another one right back. Brandon Kimbrough, that's the shot there at the end, as you see the clock on the top of the screen. And then a long 3 attempt. Banks off and in for Spencer Laurie. That's his 1 tray of the first half. He needs 2 more to tie Matt Miller for the all-time lead. And then as we wrap up, Garwitz with his foot just inside the line for Garwitz's 7th points of the night. As you take a look at the Kickapoo Chiefs pep band.
31-23, Kickapoo on top. And don't forget, our next game will be a recent schedule change for us. Next Thursday night, we'll be covering girls action, the Kickapoo Parkview girls game at Parkview. That'll be tape delayed Thursday night at 9 o'clock will be our airtime here on Cable 36. But that takes the place of a game that we decided to make a change on. And we'll go with really the girls' game of the year next week.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to argue with us. The Kickapoo girls and the Parkview girls definitely deserve some decent face time, and we're going to give it to them. Those are 2 squads that are doing great tonight and are doing great this season. I mean, the Kickapoo girls ranked 14th in the nation, and I think I just got a gift. Hey, where's Dan at? I don't know what's going to happen now, but I think I just got a...
Oh, it's autographed.
Oh yeah, I got a super fan T-shirt. Check that out.
Outstanding.
I wonder if the Glendale fans are going to get mad now, but we're not gonna plug one team over the other. And I didn't go to school in Springfield, so.
And he didn't ask for that either.
No,
it was
I did not ask for that.
We'll be back with more at halftime in a moment with Kickapoo on top, 31-23. Especially, they have those great college leagues where there's hundreds of fans come out just to watch the college pickup games.
And it's incredible basketball too. I mean, you basically can go out and see SMS's squad, Drury's squad, even some of these high school squads. I mean, it's just incredible basketball that they have out there.
Well, an announcement today locally of the new induction class of the Springfield Area Sports Hall of Fame, and what a great one it's going to be. The banquet is in April every year, and the new class announced today, including Art Haynes, John Q. Hammonds, Jackie Stiles, and Curtis Perry. And that, we're going to make up. We're going to get the Glendale shirt here now. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame while Corey's getting his gift here.
We've got more presents. Although this one has a name on it. We'll get into that later.
All right. But what a terrific honor for Art Haynes, and a very appropriate and very fitting, a guy that belongs in a Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. I just want to know what took so long. Yeah. I mean, Art's incredible. Art, for me being a young broadcaster in the city of Springfield and coming out to these games every week and seeing Art's always treated me like a professional and always been willing to talk to me, and I've greatly appreciated his help and the chance to get to know him over the past couple years, and I just don't think there's anybody more deserving than Art.
I'd certainly number him among my best friends, no doubt about it. John Q. Hammonds, and I mean, why did that take so long, too?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about that. I mean, look at the floor that we're sitting on tonight. The other one, Jackie Stiles, that's no surprise there.
And Curtis Perry from the Bears' glory days of the late 60s. The new class of the Springfield Area Sports Hall of Fame and the inductions in April. And it's a great class as always.
By the way, I don't know how to feel about the gift I got from the Glendale fans. All the Glendale Special Forces fans have new T-shirts this year. I always love their T-shirts. They're hysterical. The one they gave me, though, the name on the back is Idiot. So I'm not sure exactly if that was a compliment or not. But, you know, hey, I'll take free stuff. I'm not too proud.
Okay.
We'd like to remind you.
Never a dull moment on Cable 36.
You got that right, brother.
Never a dull moment.
Story of our Kickapoo Chiefs.
Teams come out for the second half. And we are going to start the second half with a technical foul, apparently.
Start the second half. There was a technical foul during the warm-up for a slam dunk.
Slam dunk. Corey, it's the second time we've had this already.
Brandon Kimbrough at the line, Don to shoot two, and he buries the first one. I actually mentioned this to you before we got into the game. I thought I saw someone for the Chiefs dunk and didn't know whether or not the officiating crew caught it or not. Obviously, they did. And that's how we'll start off the second half. As that second free throw attempt goes down for Brandon Kimbrough. 6 points now on the night for him, and they've cut it to a 6-point lead without the second half clock starting.
They'll also get the ball as a result of the technical foul. They're going to talk over what happens on the possession arrow now, and it's going to stay pointing Kickapoo's way, I think. Gary Schultz there talking it over with Roy Green.
Well, this is a big deal here, Don, for them to be able to go ahead and cut it to basically a 2-possession differential without the clock starting and getting the ball. This is a big swing of momentum for the Falcons.
Into the third, and here is Corey Riggs.
And here are the Falcons on the floor now as we start the second half. 31-25 is the score. We're going to have a quick foul right off the bat, I believe, called on Spencer Laurie. If that's correct, that'll be his second foul of the night. First foul as we just seconds in to the second half. Kickapoo Chiefs have Anthony Tolliver, Devin Mitchell, Spencer Laurie, Kelly Byrne, and Brandon Argo. They're starting 5 on the floor. Kevin Schultz, Brandon Kimbrough, Tyler Hesser, Grant Sparks, and Ryan Forrester on the floor for Coach Hesser as the Falcons let the air out of the ball here to get started. Brandon Kimbrough cuts in the lane. That ball's tipped out of bounds and will remain with the powder blue Falcons.
Well, Chris Koski stepped in with what? With a fist, so apparently a foul. Tolliver shaking his head. I don't think it was him.
Well, I haven't seen a foul put on the board.
Nor has one been announced
We've got
to the crowd. But he clearly put a foul up.
Yep. Anthony Tolliver tries to go to the rack and is denied that time by Tyler Hesser. And here come the Falcons. Falcons now bring the ball into their offensive set. It is going to be a foul against Spencer Laurie, by the way, which is what they've got up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, quickly his second and third fouls.
Kevin Schultz hemmed in the low post. Cutting through the middle of the lane is Ryan Forrester. And Forrester has now cut it to a 4-point Chiefs lead. 6 points on the night for Ryan Forrester. And we're going to have a short timeout called by Coach Roy Green, Don. And the Glendale Falcons are flying high, cutting it to a 4-point differential as we get the second half underway.
Well, they scored 4 straight, including the technical free throws. And so they've got it to a 4-point margin now.
And now they also have Spencer Laurie saddled with 3 fouls, and Anthony Tolliver on the cusp with 2.
So that's just a minute into this third quarter now. Very much a ball game, 31-27 Kickapoo.
And free throw attempts are probably going to become a commodity really soon, as the Chiefs, with only a minute and 2 seconds into the third quarter, already have 3 team fouls. 2 of them on Spencer Laurie, 1 on Anthony Tolliver.
That technical also will count toward the 1-and-1, so Glendale will get there a little sooner because of that.
Inlet pass from Laurie to Argo is taken away by the Falcons, and now Brandon Kimbrough crosses the timeline with 6:45 to play in the 3rd frame. Forrester has the ball out on the right wing, covered by Laurie. They work the ball around the top of the key, now back to Brandon Kimbrough. Kimbrough with the double team, and Devin Mitchell comes away with the ball. Here come the Chiefs, bounce pass to Tolliver, who puts it up short. That ball deflected out of bounds and will stay with the Chiefs. Couldn't quite see from this vantage point who knocked that one out of bounds.
Let's see if this is kind of a tentative effort from Tolliver, just leaving it short from very short range.
No tentative effort now from Anthony as he goes to the floor trying to get the loose ball. I believe jump ball was called, possession arrow pointing to the Kickapoo Chiefs. So the Chiefs will set to inbounds again. Laurie set to inbounds to Tolliver. Anthony Tolliver pulls down the ball, but he's going to have a push in the back. This one called on number 35, Jordan Hines. Hines' 3rd personal foul of the night. Glendale's 1st team foul of the 2nd half. Spencer Laurie now with the rock, penetrates the lane, splits the defenders. His running jump shot no good, and that, Don, is going to be now 4 fouls on Jordan Hines, I believe.
Don't know if he's a step slow because of his illness tonight, or if he's just having trouble working against this Kickapoo offense, but that is number 4 on Hines.
7 points for the future Tiger, Spencer Laurie, as he rattles off his first free throw attempt, no good. Now back in the game for Coach Hesser is number 24, Kevin Schultz, the 6'3" senior forward. Spencer Laurie at the line, missed the first one. Ready for the second, release, rotation, splash for Laurie. 8 points now on the night for him. Trey Dokes now back in the game for the Chiefs. Anthony Tolliver goes back to the sideline. Full court pressure now applied by the Chiefs with the Falcons set to inbounds. Tyler Hesser with the ball, cross court pass to Forrester. Argo holds the Falcons up at midcourt.
Ooh,
and that's going to be a 10-second count. They couldn't cross the timeline. The Chiefs are going to have a chance to add to their 5-point lead. Dre Dokes set to inbounds the ball for the Chiefs. As I told you, the score now 32-27. A 5-point lead for Kickapoo in just under 6 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter at Hammond Student Center. Corey Riggs along with Don West here live on Cable 36. And there it is from 3-point land. Spencer Laurie, 11 points now, 2 3-pointers, only 1 away from Matt Miller's Parkview record of 211 career threes. Devin Mitchell had a steal. I thought he went out of bounds with the ball, but the officiating crew pointing to the Kickapoo side.
Oh, Steve Hesser is just livid, and play goes on.
Kelly Byrne from 3, no good, as the rebound's pulled down by Brandon Kimbrough. The Falcons dodge a bullet there. Down by 7. Here's Tyler Hesser in the lane. That one's going to rattle off, but he's going to draw the foul as he drove hard to the rack. That foul is going to be called on Kelly Byrne. I believe Byrne's first foul of the evening. That's going to be 4 team fouls now for the Chiefs, as you see their point guard Tyler Hesser, the 6-foot senior guard, son of Coach Steve Hesser. He bounces his first free throw attempt off the back of the iron. Dre Dokes now taking a seat for the Chiefs, and Anthony Tolliver checks back in. Tyler with 2 points on the night for the Falcons. Fires up his second free throw attempt. No good. Pulled down by Brandon Argo.
Big misses. Glendale's got to take advantage of every opportunity.
Here comes Devin Mitchell smoothly up to the rack for his 6 points of the night. You know, I think he could have dunked that one, but Devin backed off. 37-27, now a 10-point lead with 5 minutes remaining for the Chiefs. Brandon Kimbrough pulls back the ball for the Falcons and resets their offense. Sparks out right wing to Kevin Schultz, who's covered by Argo. Schultz looks down low on the baseline. Ball knocked out of bounds and will stay with the Falcons. Checking back into the game for the Falcons, number 12, 6-foot senior Andy Garwitz, who has 7 points on the night, 2 trays, and a shot from the charity stripe, I believe, for Garwitz as that one rattles off. Spencer Laurie pulls down his 3rd rebound of the night, goes coastal, and drops it in. Lucky 13 now on the night for Spencer.
Wow.
That one goes up and off the glass, no good for the Falcons. Rebound pulled down by Kelly Byrne. Chiefs now with a 12-point lead. Devin Mitchell launches from deep 3, and there's a part of his game you don't often see, but that's 9 points for the Chiefs, and that's going to force Steve Hesser to take a timeout.
It has to be a full because that's all he has left, but Kickapoo has really taken charge. In fact, they are on an 11-0 run now since Glendale got it to 4.
An 11-0 run with 4:23 remaining in the 3rd. Team fouls for the Chiefs, 4 in this quarter, 3 in this half for the Falcons. And that's a part of this game you don't see as you take another look at it. Demon dialing up long distance and getting the 3.
Any one of these guys, including Anthony Tolliver, can go out and shoot the long ball.
42-27 the score from the hardwood of the Hammond Student Center. We'll be back on again next week to bring you our first helping of girls basketball as the Lady Vikings and the Lady Chiefs go head-to-head.
That's next Thursday, and then the following Friday, Valentine's night, is the Glendale Kickapoo rematch. After that, the Greenwood Catholic boys and girls doubleheader, and then district and sectional games. That's the rest of our schedule.
By the way, my punt of the night on Valentine's night will be there's no love lost tonight as the Falcons and the Chiefs go head-to-head again, and that will be the conference game. This is a non-conference game as the Chiefs get a turnover. Argo goes straight to the rack. It rims out. Kimbrough comes down with the rebound, and here come the Falcons. Kimbrough dishes off to Sparks, and Sparks does not drive, and the Chiefs take it away again. Kelly Byrne, though, with the travel at midcourt. There you see our score, 42-27 with just 4:02 remaining in the 3rd. Garwitz set to inbound for Coach Hesser and the Falcons. Brandon Kimbrough's going to have the ball as the Falcons cross the timeline. A 15-point lead for Kickapoo. Glendale has to start whittling away on it now. Sparks goes to the left post. Defense collapses on him, and the ball comes back out to Sparks. A little bit of motion offense for Coach Hesser and the Falcons as Kimbrough comes back out. Schultz now has it, and they go back down low to Sparks. Sparks with the baseline jump shot, good. 5 points now on the night for the 6'2 senior Sparks. 42-29 with a little more than 3 minutes remaining. Devin Mitchell with the rock, left wing. Anthony Tolliver for 3. That one's not going to find a home. Rebound pulled down by Argo, and the putback's good. 8 points now on the night for Brandon Argo. 8 points and about 3 rebounds on the night for the 6'6 big man of the Chiefs. 42-29 the score as the Falcons run the floor. Sparks drives through the center of the paint, is denied by Tolliver, and here come the Chiefs. Anthony Tolliver outside, kicks it back out to Spencer Laurie. Laurie tries an interior pass that gets picked off by Ryan Forrester. Forrester goes up nice and easy. That one bounces off, but he gets his own rebound and draws the foul. Take another look at it. You see Forrester collects his own rebound, and he's going to get a foul called on Spencer Laurie, I believe. That's what it looked like in the replay, and that is going to be Spencer's 4th, Don.
That's big. Still in this 3rd quarter, 4 fouls on Spencer.
And the charity stripe is not being kind to the Falcons. Now into the game for the Falcons, number 23, Chris Alphen, has checked in, and Glendale having an opportunity to whittle away at this Kickapoo lead from the free throw line, not getting it done so far tonight. The second attempt is up and no good, but they come down with the rebound is Alphen, and he goes straight back. The rebound, the putback, and the three-point opportunity. Instant offense off the bench for Coach Hesser in the form of Chris Alphen.
And another foul on Tolliver. That's 3 on him.
Now checking back into the game for Coach Green, number 34, the 6'10 senior Landon McCarter.
So if there is a time for Glendale to get back in this now, this has got to be it, with Laurie out and now Tolliver out, both in foul trouble. Laurie considerable foul trouble with 4.
Alphen comes in off the bench, less than 30 seconds, and has 3 points for the Falcons. A little more than 2 minutes remaining, 44-32, the Chiefs lead. And now there's going to be a foul called on the Falcons. That time, Brandon Kimbrough, his first foul. Third team foul for the Falcons, 16 fouls for the Chiefs. The Chiefs set to inbounds underneath their own basket. Kelly Byrne to inbounds to Brandon Argo. Glendale using quick double teams down low. Devin Mitchell up and no good. He tips it back out.
And he must have been on the back. He was.
That time Devin over the back. Only the second personal foul for Mitchell. The Chiefs' 7th team foul, as we seem to keep updating fouls for them, as a bevy of them have come out here in the third quarter.
Already 7, and, you know, counting the team technical for dunking.
That gets the Falcons in the bonus. Grant Sparks will go to the line to shoot. 6'2 senior has 5 points and 3 rebounds so far on the night. His first.
They've got to take advantage. Missed another one.
They're still not able to convert at the charity stripe. That ball out of bounds, and the Glendale fans can't believe it. That ball's going to go to the Chiefs. And Brandon Kimbrough lobbied, and he's got him to overturn it. Brandon Kimbrough went to the baseline, lobbied the officials, and he got it to go his way. Grant Sparks set to inbound for the Falcons as they missed their opportunity at the free throw line.
Devin for holding right there.
Before the inbounds, Devin Mitchell gets his 3rd foul. And now you're right, Don, if Glendale can mount any sort of comeback, they're going to do it against a very foul-tender Chief team, as now Coach Green's going to take a timeout.
And he'll have a full timeout here. Well, no, wait. Yes, full timeout.
Sure to appreciate their sponsorship of tonight's game, and they'll be on board on February 6th when we bring you the Kickapoo girls against the Parkview Lady Vikings here on Mediacom Cable 36. 2:04 is the time remaining in the third quarter. 44-32 the score here from the Hammond Student Center. Corey Riggs and Don West here tonight live on Cable 36. Kickapoo Chiefs starting to get into foul trouble, but it's not ended up being scoring trouble because the Falcons are shooting a very low average from the charity stripe now, as Tyler Hesser will have an attempt here.
Yeah, Glendale has missed, 5 free throws here in the third quarter.
At least their last 4 in the row. Tyler Hesser sets at the charity stripe, 2 points on the night for Tyler. He averages close to 7 points a game. That one rattles off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Kelly Byrne. The Chiefs have a chance to add to their 12-point lead. Shane Laurie, Landon McCarter into the game for the Chiefs with Argo Mitchell and Kelly Byrne. Shane Laurie tries to drive the paint. A one-hander goes up and off the glass, no good. We're going to have a foul down in the paint.
He's going to get a 2-shot foul out of that, too.
That foul called against Tyler Hesser, his second personal foul. Number 20, Jeff Lewis, the 5'9 sophomore guard, also into the game for Coach Hesser's Falcons. Laurie, release, rotation, and splash on his first attempt. That's Shane's first point of the night. And now Dre Dokes is in the game to spell Devin Mitchell.
Ryan Forrester returning for the Falcons.
Shane Laurie with a chance to make it 2 for 2, and he nails both of his free throw attempts. Just under a minute 45 remaining. Full court pressure now applied by the Chiefs as Byrne comes up on Forrester. The Falcons break that pressure with ease. Brandon Kimbrough now with the Rocket midcourt. Finds Jeff Lewis out on the left wing, and the Falcons move their offense around the top of the key. Sparks kicks it back out to Kimbrough, who drives, passes down low, but that pass can't be handled by Alford. Shane Laurie comes up with the loose ball. And now with a little more than a minute remaining, they'll start to slow down their attack more likely than not. 46-32 the score. Shane Laurie covered by Kimbrough. Argo out high, tries to drive the lane, the one-hander up and off the rim. He's going to have a foul drawn on the Falcons. Number 30, Grant Sparks, the second personal foul on Sparks, the 5th team foul of the Falcons. Now back into the game for the Falcons, number 24, Kevin Schultz, as he gives Chris Alphin a breather on the sidelines. Just under a minute left now as the ball goes out of bounds.
And Byrne touched it last.
Which means the Falcons will have a chance to take the last shot here if they choose to do so.
You know, you look over there on the Kickapoo bench, and there are all 3 of the committed Division I players.
Creighton, SMS, and Mizzou all sitting on the bench right now in foul trouble for Coach Green. More full court pressure by the Chiefs as Garwitz gets it across the timeline to Brandon Kimbrough. Kimbrough drives baseline, but the double team awaits for him. One-handed jumper, no good. Rebound pulled down by Brandon Argo. The 5th rebound tonight for the big 6'6" senior.
Steve Hesser just looking up toward the ceiling saying, what does it take to get something in the basket?
It's just not going his way so far here in the third. Just under 30 seconds remaining. Kelly Byrne with the ball at the top of the key. He's covered up by Ryan Forrester. 20 seconds remaining. The score 46-32, a 14-point advantage for the Chiefs. Shane Laurie with the ball. Kickapoo still stalling for the last shot of the third quarter. Laurie drives, kicks it out. 3-ball on the way, no good for Kelly Byrne. Rebound pulled down by Forrester. The Falcons with 2, with 1. Garwitz has got a launch from deep and count it! The deep buzzer-beating 3-pointer pinballs in for Andy Garwitz, and that's how we'll wrap up the end of the third frame. Garwitz gets his 10th point, and the score is 46-35. An 11-point hill decline for the Falcons when we come back. Take another look at Andy Garwitz's buzzer beater. He gets it from way outside, lets the one-handed runner go, and it rattles home. 10 points on the night for Garwitz, an 11-point differential. That's the Kickapoo lead. The Falcons have the ball, and back with the call, Don West.
All right, Corey, and with 8 minutes left, Glendale got it to 11 with that running long ball at the buzzer. Kimbrough, that would have been huge if it had gone, and we'll get a rebound foul. And let's see. Grant Sparks gets the foul. We have it as his 3rd. So
Sparks and Hines, the only 2 players for the Falcons in foul trouble. As Don told you, Sparks with 3, Hines has 4.
Dokes trapped and traveled.
Great pressure defense that time by the Falcons. That's what they hang their hat on. That's why their coach is up on his feet giving them a round of applause. That time a good quick double team at the timeline got the turnover and a chance to cut this under a double-digit deficit.
Kimbrough, right wing for Forrester. Schultz will dribble it back out. Garwitz finds Kimbrough cutting through. And I think they're going to get Dokes.
Working a great high motion that time was the Falcons. Just a nice passing motion, freeing Kimbrough up for an opportunity to score. He didn't score, but he'll have an opportunity to do so from the line. as Dokes gets his second foul of the night.
Chiefs number 3, Kelly Byrd.
Kelly Byrne back in.
Also joining the game, Falcons number
Tyler
10,
Hesser returning, and Kimbrough. A rather quiet 6 points on the night for him.
Brandon averages close to 18 points a game, leading his team usually every night. And there, the Falcons finally get some good luck for the charity stripe as he gets his 7th point of the night. The 6'2 senior is as smooth as they come. A real joy to watch as Kimbrough bears both of his. 8 points now on the night for the senior.
And a 9-point Kickapoo lead. Byrne in trouble, and he gets out. Back out front for Shane Laurie. Spencer still on the bench with 4 fouls, but Tolliver back in, and Mitchell is out there too for Kickapoo.
Devon's on the floor with his 3 fouls. Anthony's on the floor with his 3 fouls. And Kimbrough's going to get his 2nd foul done.
Shane Laurie to the free throw line. All 3 of his points at the stripe tonight.
Good night off the bench for the 6'1 sophomore guard. Outstanding football player, and now all 4 of his points have come way of the free throw line, but 4 points off the bench, a good night for him.
Glendale back at an 11-point deficit. Tolliver might have had a breakaway if he had got control of that one.
And you could have been assured that there would have been a nice dunk on the end of that one with AT, but Tolliver is a very, very mobile big man as you take a look at him, and he loves to play defense out high because with his big wingspan, he covers a lot of ground and really clogs up passing lanes for opposing offenses. That time almost had a chance for an easy bucket and a way to really get the super fans up and making some noise here in the 4th.
Garwitz here just back in, but it's taken away. Here's Laurie. He wanted to lob it for Devon.
And that's twice that Brandon Kimbrough has got up, climbed the ladder, and knocked down any sort of an alley-oop opportunity. You know this is what he thought tonight. I will not have any of this against me tonight, as he totally denies that. We're going to have a quick timeout called by the Chiefs.
Their final 32nd timeout of the night with 6:31 remaining. 48-37 the lead for Kickapoo. With 17-12 after 1 quarter, 31-23 at halftime, and 46-35 at the end of 3. Glendale's only lead of the night, 2-0.
Are you keeping track all right without your red pen?
My red pen is AWOL.
If anyone has a red pen for Don, he would greatly appreciate it.
Well, 6.5 minutes to play. And it will be an inbound pass from the side for the Chiefs. Byrne and Mitchell.
And there's another Falcon double team.
And a foul as Byrne took it baseline. Sparks, I believe, is going to get the foul, and
that should be number 4 on Grant.
Some of the numbers are starting to add up on the Falcons now. 4 on Sparks, 4 on Hines, and Laurie with 4 on the Kickapoo side.
And you know, we saw an awful lot of that in the JV game while we were setting up too. There were quite a few fouls in that game.
Byrne couldn't connect, but Kickapoo's going to keep it.
Argo went up for the rebound, but it was that last touch by a Falcon as Ryan Forrester comes back into the game. He sends Jordan Hines back to the bench with his 4 fouls.
Byrne with the inbounds out front. Shane Laurie down for Argo, a big crash, and an offensive foul.
That time Brandon Argo put a little too much shoulder in as he went baseline. Take a look at it. From Shane Laurie to Brandon, he drove in hard. That time the Falcon defense got back behind him and got set first. That foul, only Brandon's 2nd.
No free throws on the offensive foul. Sparks out And Argo comes up with it for the Chiefs. Under 6 minutes. Devon with Garwitz right on him. Now down to Argo, and he's hammered.
Well, Brandon Argo put a major shoulder into the Glendale defense the last time they were on this end of the floor. That time the Glendale defense got a little bit of a payback. Take a look at the replay as two of them converge. Kimbrough and Forster. Brandon Kimbrough is going to get his third foul as they both just sandwiched Brandon Argo and now send him to the free throw line. Argo has 8 points on the night, averages close to 15. Had a good game the last time we were out here. His first free throw attempt pinballs off. Coach Steve Hesser going to take a timeout, Don.
Full is all that it can be. That's all he has left. 5:44 to go. And a 48-37 lead for the Kickapoo Chiefs.
And with that 11-point lead, how long can Glendale go? They got 5:44. How long can they go before it has to become more of a perimeter game? The main offensive state that the Falcons keep running at them is a high motion offense, working the ball in a passing pattern in sort of a figure eight around the top of the key until they get an open look. We know Garwitz can hit the three. He's proved that tonight with one average three-pointer and then one outstandingly spectacular three. That's the nice young man who brought me the t-shirt, by the way. Give him some FaceTime.
Next Thursday night, girls action at Parkview, the Kickapoo Parkview ladies game, and that'll be fun.
Becky Flippin and Moore going to be on showcase.
The nationally ranked Lady Chiefs who are undefeated. Argo at the line. 9 now for Argo. 49-37 for the Chiefs, leading by a dozen with 5.5 to play.
And the Chiefs not backing off defensively with that full court pressure.
Garwitz the three try, and it's tapped back in. Grant Sparks gets the basket. Ten points now. Tolliver takes it to the hole, and Sparks may be done.
Yeah, that may be the night for Grant Sparks if he's the one who gets slapped with that one. And it is. That's 5 fouls on Grant. And that's going to bring an early evening to his night. He hasn't stepped away from the floor yet, though. I don't think he realized that was his fifth.
Tolliver will wait while Steve Hesser talks it over with Gary Schultz, not liking what he's going to have to do, which is bring out Sparks.
There you get a look at the 6'9" senior center for Coach Green's Chiefs, Anthony Tolliver, signed to go play with Coach Dana Altman in the Creighton Blue Jays of the Missouri Valley Conference next year. So people here in Springfield will have a chance to see him probably on more than one occasion down the road for the next 4 years. His first,
off on the first of two.
A little short that time for him. Characteristically kind of a low scoring output for Tolliver tonight. He averages close to 15, only 4. Make it 5 now on the night for him.
Friendly pop over that time. 11 the lead for Kickapoo. Into traffic at half court. Forrester ahead to Schultz.
They don't come any easier than that when you can use one good pass to break that full court pressure. And that's what they did that time. 4 points now for Schultz.
Now they'll get the turnover.
Good half-court defense that time by the Falcons results in the turnover. They're only down by 9, now with a chance to cut it to 7 or 6. And they've still got plenty of time. I mean, this game is far from over with more than 4.5 minutes remaining.
Kimbrough into traffic. And the foul.
He ran into a tree that time in Brandon Argo, and that's going to be Argo's third foul. Kimbrough tried to go straight through the tall trees of the Chiefs. Take a look at it here. Ooh, you're not getting through that way, baby. The door's shut.
But he didn't get there in time. Foul his third, and Kimbrough. I mean, and these are must-make free throws now for the Falcons.
They did not make him in the third, but Kimbrough will make them here in the fourth. 9 points now on the night for Brandon. Back into the game for the Chiefs, Don, number 10, Spencer Laurie.
With 4 fouls. 4:41 to go.
And Devon with 3, and Tolliver with 3, and Argo with 3. Kelly Byrne only has 1, by the way.
Kimbrough good on both. 10-point night. And a 7-point lead for the Chiefs. Byrne has it stuffed by Schultz, but Mitchell recovers, and timeout called by Kickapoo. Full timeout. Smile from Steve Hesser. We'll pause. 4.5 to play. 50-43 Kickapoo. Here we go. 4.5 minutes left. Kickapoo from the side. The Chiefs lead 50-43 over Glendale. And a steal almost, and Devon goes backcourt. That's right. He had control, and momentum carried him backcourt.
That time, Brandon Kimbrough and Ryan Forster playing great anticipatory defense, got in the passing lane, got the turnover. Devon took it away from him, but like Don said, his momentum just took him over the timeline. But now 7 points is the difference, and Brandon Kimbrough and the Falcons are going to have a chance to cut it even thinner.
Kimbrough from the corner for 3, no good. Laurie the rebound.
Remember, Spencer only has 1 more three-pointer to make to tie Matt Miller's record with only 4 minutes left.
Chiefs lead it 50-43. Glendale playing right with them, and now Hesser gets a hand check foul whistled by Gary Schultz.
The third personal foul on Tyler Hesser. Now team fouls tied at 10 apiece for the Chiefs and the Falcons.
And Byrne will be the shooter. Both teams are in the double bonus now. Byrne scoreless since halftime, 8 points in the first half. This has not been a free throw clinic on either end.
No. Kelly Byrne shooting into the friendly end of the floor with the Kickapoo High School students there, but he bangs home that one. 9 points now on the night for Byrne.
Great pass to Forrester. The dump to Schultz, and he loses it. Laurie in a little trouble. Now the takeaway for Kimbrough. Can he control? And he puts it in.
Brandon Kimbrough is all over the floor in the fourth quarter, now with 12 points and only a 6-point Kickapoo lead.
Hesser comes from behind and fouls his 4th.
Yeah, that's going to be 4 now on Tyler, and he just couldn't stop as ran into the back of Spencer Laurie that time, and he can't believe it. He just... That now gives Hesser 4, Kimbrough 3. Sparks has already fouled out, and Jordan Hines has 4.
Laurie with 2. Spins it off. Jeff Lewis coming to the table, won't get in yet. 14 for Spencer Laurie. Lewis in for Hesser now, who sits down with 4 fouls, 3:08 to go, 52-45. You know, Kickapoo gets 1 free throw there, but not 2, and Glendale can shave another point off of it if they connect this time.
And they've got the opportunity now that the game is close enough. They don't have to look only for perimeter shots. They have a chance to take the ball down and low and try and drive on this Kickapoo defense and get them into more foul trouble. But they found a way to turn the ball over again here.
Back out to Laurie from Byrne with 2:38 to play. Possessions are critical now, and Kickapoo's burning some time, and Laurie stepped out of bounds.
Did you see how he broke down Jeff Lewis with that crossover, though? That time he got all the separation he needed between he and Jeff Lewis as he drove the lane before he kicked it back out to Kelly Byrne. And if Spencer had had a better hold on the ball, he might not have stepped out of bounds. It was kind of a loose pass that he got handed from Byrne.
Garwitz to the corner. Gets it back.
More 2-3 zone now used by the Chiefs, and not really going for that half-court pressure defense this time.
Down to the final 2 minutes. Kimbrough inside for Schultz. Up and in.
What a sweet turnaround little baby hook shot that time for Kevin Schultz as he gets a half dozen.
Laurie ahead. Low for Argo.
Oh, and Brandon Argo windmilled his way through a bunch of defenders. 11 points now on the night for the senior. What great back-to-back moves by Schultz and Argo.
Schultz in amongst the tall trees. Kimbrough from 3. Won't go. Laurie jerks it down for Kickapoo. So the Chiefs up 54-47 with 1:20 left. Argo fronted closely. Here's Mitchell. Laurie in and back out. Approaching the final minute. Glendale's got to make up 7 points somehow. And they can't do it without the ball. Argo takes it in and draws the foul.
I think that time Glendale waited a little too long, though, finally to draw the foul. If you're going to get into that kind of game, you might as well have fouled early. There you take another look at the extra video as Argo draws the foul as he drives the lane. That foul called against Ryan Forrester, his 3rd personal.
2 throws for Argo. Not there.
It just hasn't been a good night to go to the free throw line.
Dokes back in, so are Hesser and Hines. 52 seconds left. And Kimbrough, or make it Argo, puts that one down. Now we'll see what Kimbrough does with 49. 55-47, Chiefs by 8.
Watch Andy Garwitz run back and forth underneath the baseline, see if he doesn't get posted up for a 3-point opportunity.
Kimbrough gets a 2 in around Tolliver somehow, and timeout.
You know, that's not a short trip trying to get around Anthony Tolliver.
So that makes it 6 with 37 seconds left.
Well, they'll have to foul immediately on the inbounds to stop the clock. Hope that Kickapoo's luck doesn't change much at the charity stripe, and at worst goes 1 of 2, if not 0 for 2. Come back down, look inside quickly again to Kimbrough, or watch Garwitz outside come free off of a pick maybe and launch from 3.
They need 2 threes, and the easiest way to get them would be behind the arc. But we'll see. 55-49, the lead for Kickapoo. Very spirited crowd at Hammond's tonight.
That, my friend, would be an understatement.
Oh, man.
These two schools love their ball clubs, and that does it for me. I love that. I like to see a bunch of kids come out and support their team, support their friends, and support their school.
Length of the floor, Tolliver fires it to Devon, and he's fouled before the dunk. It doesn't count. The foul's on Forrester. You could make a case for intentional there, but I don't think you're going to get it. Will be 2 shots anyway. The foul on Forrester is his 4th.
And you know Devon's going to get his one way or the other. 9 points on the night for the SMS signee. Devon shoots 65% for the floor, averages close to 15 points a game. See if the charity stripe's any more forgiving to him, and he nails the first 1 of 2. 10 points now on the night for him. He finally throws one down, and it doesn't count.
One more to try to keep it out of reach. 30 seconds. Hesser from the corner. There's a three. And an immediate foul as Steven is fouled by Forrester, and that's going to be all for Ryan Forrester.
That's going to be the end of the night for Ryan Forrester. Send Deven back to the line. He just buried back-to-back free throws. That's going to send Jeff Lewis into the game for Coach Hesser, the 5'9" sophomore guard.
Forrester, the second Falcon to punch the clock with 5 personal fouls, out with 23 seconds to go. Now Deven for 2.
When you're playing against an offense that can score like the Kickapoo Chiefs can, you cannot get into foul trouble with your starters. Your starters have to be able to go the length of the game to give you any chance to stick with them. Tonight, the Falcons could not do it, and they have arguably the best defense in town as Deven buries that one, give him a dozen on the night, and their defense still couldn't keep this Chiefs team under 50 points.
Ooh, Garwitz had it swatted down by Deven. 13 seconds. And it looks like the Chiefs are going to pull it out. Argo all alone, lays it in. And Kickapoo is going to win round 1 against Glendale. Kimbrough banks in a 3 at the buzzer, but the Chiefs win it 60-55. Round 2 in 2 weeks and 2 days, and we'll be right back here at Hammons for the broadcast. Falling tonight to Kickapoo 60-55. The Falcons 14-5. Kickapoo improves to 17-1. Kimbrough leading the way for Glendale with 17 points. Andy Garwitz hits double digits with 10. Kickapoo with Laurie and Argo, Spencer Laurie, Brandon Argo, 14 points apiece. Stephen Mitchell 12 and Kelly Byrne 9. Our replay times on this game: Thursday night at 8 o'clock and Friday night at 8:30. It's worth watching again. Glendale stayed right with them, but they were just at an arm's distance for most of the second half.
Absolutely. The best defense in town showed it tonight. They kept Kickapoo's high-scoring offense in a low-scoring affair. Only 60 points for the Chiefs is unusual, to say the least. But tonight, foul trouble may have been what kept them from being able to get back into this game and getting a win.
Remember our next game, next Thursday night. It will be the Kickapoo and Parkview girls doing battle, and we'll be at Parkview High School on a tape delay basis on that one. 9 o'clock our broadcast time next Thursday night, and we get a little action from the ladies' side, and that'll be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Haven't done a girls' game yet this year. Couldn't have picked a better one to do next week.
Kickapoo wins tonight over Glendale 60-55. For Corey Riggs and the rest of our crew, Don West, thanks for joining us. Good night from Hammond Student Center.